Here's Prescott. Over middle, fire, caught, CeeDee Lamb, touchdown, Dallas.
What up, Cowboy Nation? It's your boy BD over here at BD Media, talking all things Dallas Cowboys and other NFL news. Real quick before I get started, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, hit the notification bell so you'll know anytime your boy over here talking about them boys. Well, I hope everybody is now through all the anger and depression and, just your total hate for our Cowboys right now as Cowboy fans. I know everybody is still pretty upset. It sucks that our team won't be playing this weekend. Another year we didn't make it to our goal that we wanted to get to, but it's fine. Cowboy Nation, we're going to be all right. We got to deal with the trolls all off season again. It should be something you used to by now. They get a kick out of it. I'm used to it, so I don't really let it get to me no more. The only thing that bothers me is how people always say, I don't like Cowboy fans. Well, too bad. You know what I'm saying? We don't like y'all either. So, there. But anyway, I wanted to do something different today. I wanted us to react to a video that I watched last night. It's by Mike Fisher from CowboysSI.com. Shout out, Mike. I watch you all the time, sir. If you ever see this, not trying to steal your content, but I really like the way you put this all into perspective with running it back with Mike McCarthy and keeping everything not the same, but keeping your head coach and keeping your culture intact, because it's very important. All these teams that keep firing coaches, hiring coaches, Arizona, just if you just look around the league, it's plenty of them. Washington, like all these teams that's always firing and hiring, Atlanta, and they're usually never good. You know what I mean? They usually are never good. They always switching quarterbacks, they always switching coaches, they always switching personnel, and it just don't seem to work out because they can't find any consistency, because they keep changing their philosophy and their way of thinking every other year. And you end up wasting a lot of guys' career and their athleticism at that point. So I think keeping the culture and trying to keep your core players and everything together, keep your quarterback. I know Dak didn't play well, but that game is not all on him. It's just not, y'all. If anything, Dak can probably receive the least amount of blame. Our defense was not good enough. And all year we've seen it. All year, I guess even the football gods was trying to tell us, because every big matchup, our defense didn't look good. And we didn't face the facts. You know what I mean? We kept saying, they just hating on us and they this. And we made up every excuse in the world why our team was playing bad at certain points of the season. But we never just came to the realization that maybe our defense wasn't good enough. And that's why it just seemed like such a slap in the face when you was watching that game, because you expected such a better performance from everybody, not just Dak. I can understand if Dak was just missing throws all over the place, and he did throw 2 interceptions. I give you that. But I've seen Dak win that same game last year against the Eagles. He threw a pick six the first pass he threw in the game, and we came back and won. So, yes, that happened, but I don't think that's the reason you lost. It was 20-0 by the time that happened. So you was already down by 3 possessions by the time that happened. So I want to react to this video by Mike, and I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope y'all get something out of it. I did, because I was a little bit on the fence myself. I didn't know. It's just a scary thought of running things back and not knowing how things will turn out. You know what I mean? And hoping they don't turn out the same way again. But I want y'all to listen to Mike, try to get something out of it, and try to put this thing in perspective, because I think Mike McCarthy is a good coach, and I think he deserves that grace. You know what I mean? So, here we go.
What is the difference between patience and passivity? And why are the Dallas Cowboys, in their decision to retain Coach Mike McCarthy, being accused of the latter? They're passive. They're not invested. They're lazy. They don't care. While the 4 teams in this weekend's NFL championship games are being praised for the former. They're aggressive. They obviously care. McCarthy's been in Dallas for 4 years. By the way, I'm Mike Fisher, your trusty and trusted reporter. This is Fish at 6, like live. It's date night, as you might gather. I will still obviously review and read
I love
comments.
him, man. He's so witty.
Comments, questions, and
Sometimes,
criticisms.
I just like to
all
listen
very
to
welcome.
him.
And
he makes
only
things
3
make
slappies
sense.
allowed per program, as I give you straight dope, no bullshit on your Dallas Cowboys. Year 34 of my coverage of America's team.
Wow.
McCarthy's been here 4 years.
34 years.
Based on Cowboy Nation standards, and I think with my 70,000 subscribers here, and all of you that I talk to in barbershops and grocery stores and saloons, I think I get it. McCarthy's failed, in a sense, because 3 straight 12-5s, that ain't doing it for you, because you haven't ended with a Super Bowl win. I get that. But I also wonder about the 4. I wonder what the Ravens, the Niners, the Chiefs, and the Lions, this Sunday's 4 finalists, each one step from the Super Bowl, wonder what they did with their head coach in order for them to advance in this way. Have the Ravens, the Niners, the Chiefs, and the Lions been passive or patient? Let's go to Baltimore. Let's go to Baltimore. John Harbaugh, been there 15 years, 11 winning seasons. Good. 2012, his team won the Super Bowl. The Ravens have not been to the Super Bowl since. Entering this year, they have not been to an AFC championship game since. In the 10 years before this year, they'd made the playoffs 5 times. Does that sound familiar? Cowboy fans? Every other year we make the playoffs? Yeah. That's how it works in Baltimore, too. Just like it works here over the course of the last decade and a half. And John's record in the playoffs is 2-5. Sort of like what's gone on here. Isn't that Dak's record in the playoffs, 2-5? But Harbaugh keeps his job. And the Cowboys people in charge of going 2-5 should lose theirs. If patience is for loser owners who don't care about winning, why didn't the Ravens fire Harbaugh? Let's go to San Francisco. Entering 2022, Kyle Shanahan. Boy genius. He'd been there for 6 years. He started 6-10 and 4-12 in those first 2 years. Why didn't they fire him? 6-10 and 4-12? The Niners have lost 2 NFC title games, and they've lost a Super Bowl. Now, sidebar. I completely recognize what you're... I can see it in the comments that before I even comment. Well, at least they went. I know at least they went. It's true. Not that you'd be satisfied as a Cowboy fan with going to an NFC championship game. What that would actually do is raise the bar.
Yeah.
Not lower it. But they did go.
Still gonna be mad.
They went to a Super Bowl and lost. I don't know why everybody thinks that people think the 49ers are a dynasty. They haven't won squat relative to what Dallas fans think squat is. They've lost a Super Bowl, and that was 5 long years ago. If winning a Super Bowl now is all that matters, why didn't the Niners fire Shanahan? Let's go to Detroit. Motor City. Obviously, Dan Campbell's situation, somewhat different. His first head coaching gig, Texas native. Good luck, Dan. And it's just his third season. He did start 3-13-1, but they didn't fire him for going 3-13-1. It's probably a good move, and the rise has been steady. So let's do a different angle here. Again, just doing facts, not opinions.
Oh, excuse me.
Assuming the Lions lose this weekend at San Francisco, how much rope does Dan Campbell get in 2024 and beyond? Forever? Because they turned it around in 3 years and it's a cool story?
Yeah.
How much rope does he get? 4-year window? Because that's what people think McCarthy should have gotten. If McCarthy should have gotten a 4-year window, why should Dan Campbell get a 5-year window? 6-year window? Forever? At what point will the cool turnaround not be enough, leading to the Lions firing Dan Campbell? Let's go to Kansas City. Andy Reid's been there since 2013. Recent years, incredible success. 6 straight AFC title games. Patrick Mahomes. That's dynastic.
Yeah, it is.
But it did take Big Red 6 years until he got to the Super Bowl there. And during that time, he achieved only 1 AFC title game, and he lost it. 6 years of waiting and developing and hoping and stumbling. And Chiefs fans going, is this why Philadelphia fired him? If McCarthy's 4 years without a Super Bowl is too long and too patient, why, after 6 years, didn't the Chiefs fire Andy Reid? Now I'll give you one more bite of this. And sidebar, again, let me reiterate. I'm not talking about whether or not you like Jerry or like Dak or like Mike. That's got nothing to do with it. I'm not talking about whether I like them. Nor am I even talking about whether or not it's the right move to be patient. I'm just pointing out
Thanks.
how we should avoid the temptation to use double standards on these guys.
Mm-hmm.
If McCarthy shouldn't get a 5th year, then why did Reid get one? Why did Shanahan get one? Why did Harbaugh get one? And why do I bet Dan Campbell will?
Mm-hmm.
Let's take one more bite of this. Let's go to Green Bay. This one's fun. Because this is about stinky Aaron Rodgers, McCarthy, LaFleur, Jimmy Johnson, and Barry Switzer. Matt LaFleur's been there 5 years. So he's going to get a 6th year. And he hadn't done anything relative to what Cowboy fans think anything means. He started out as a 13-game winner 3 straight years. Does that sound familiar?
Mm-hmm.
He won 13, 13, and 13 in his first 3 years there. That sound familiar? Critics of McCarthy? Because he's 12, 12, 12. LaFleur, however, could not advance beyond 2 NFC title games. Now, wait a minute, Fish, but at least he went. Watch the double standard. He went because he had the MVP Aaron Rodgers. Dear Packer fans, does that sound familiar? Because you've ripped McCarthy because he only won 1 Super Bowl. In fact, everybody rips McCarthy. He only won 1 Super Bowl. Now, again, he had a decade with Aaron Rodgers. Well, Matt LaFleur had him, and he won 0 Super Bowls.
Got some ads. Sorry, y'all.
And even those title games, which count on LaFleur's record, if you believe, well, those are McCarthy's players, right? Because that's what we say about Switzer and Jimmy. Switzer didn't win that Super Bowl. Those were Jimmy's players. Well, then McCarthy, then that means McCarthy went to 2 NFC Championship games while he wasn't coaching, because those are his players. Before this year, LaFleur's playoff record, 2-3. That's exactly Mike McCarthy's playoff record. So how is he better? If we're talking bottom line. If LaFleur is less successful than McCarthy, why haven't the Packers fired LaFleur? I'm not, guys. Dear ladies and gentlemen of the Fish at Six jury, fish heads in Cowboy Nation, 70,000 strong. By the way, thank you for hitting the like button, and thank you for subscribing, and thank you also at the end of this broadcast. I know you're going to run to cowboyssi.com and see what we're cooking there, because it's aplenty. It's delicious. I'm not making the argument that McCarthy's better than any of these coaches. I'm not making the argument that he's worse than any of these coaches. That's not the point. I'm not even making an argument at all. I'm just laying out the facts to the ladies and gentlemen of the Cowboys Nation jury. It's subjective. He's better than, oh, everybody knows LaFleur is better than. That's subjective. Nobody knows anything like that. I'm just dealing in facts. I'm dealing in results. If Jerry Jones's management style here, if his management of the Cowboys head coaching setup is lazy, if it's a sign that he's passive, if it's a sign that he doesn't care, if that's what you think, then you have to think and say the same things about the process that led Baltimore and Kansas City and Detroit and San Francisco to this weekend's conference finals, because their philosophies are the same. What they've done with their head coaches is the same. Now, what we all want is to be able to go, hey, listen, it took McCarthy, what did he take in Green Bay? 5 years or whatever. It took him in Green Bay to win a Super Bowl. It took these guys time to win there. Well, I take that back. It took some of them time to win a Super Bowl. Others have still never done it and still have their jobs. So if the Cowboys are lazy in their dealings with what to do with the head coach, then so are the Ravens and the Chiefs and the Lions and the Packers and the Niners. Or if we're going to applaud those teams, and we should, good job Ravens, good job Niners, good job Lions, good job Chiefs. Applaud them for their steady-handed patience. Well, we should applaud them for the results. But if you choose to applaud them for their steady-handedness and their patience, then fairly and logically, regardless of whether you like Jerry or like Mike or want him back or stay the course or got to make change, regardless of what you think of the guy, whether you like him or dislike him, or whether you like or dislike the decision about him, if you're going to applaud those four teams for patience, you have to do the same thing for Jerry, Big Mike, and the Cowboys. Fish out.
All right. So,
Fish at 6.
I hope
Let's
y'all
tackle
can get
some,
something out of that, man.
Old-fashioned.
I really enjoy listening to Fish all the time, man. He always puts some things into perspective for me, and I just wanted to give some of y'all just some, some perspective on, why certain teams are successful right now and why certain teams aren't. And most of the teams that are successful, they stick with their guys, and they make it work somehow. So let's give Mike some more time, man. This thing is hard to do. It's hard to go win a Super Bowl. It really is. And I hope we can all get past this. I hope our team is not affected by the family members and they Twitter fingers and CD mom coming after Dak. That could really cause some rifts in the locker room, man. But I hope our guys are mentally strong enough to get by it. And it's just noise right now. It's just more noise we have to deal with. And I know everybody is upset. I'm still upset myself. I really thought that my team just might get to the NFC Championship this year with how everything was lined up, but we ran into one of them special teams again, you know what I mean? And shout out to them young Green Bay Packers, man. They went to San Francisco and they almost did it. You know what I'm saying? They almost did it. And you couldn't have told them boys they didn't belong. So, You know, and our pregame before we played the Packers, I said they did not belong on the field with us, and I apologize for that. I'm a man. I can admit when I'm wrong, and you know, I overspoke right there. And them boys definitely belong on the field with anybody in the league, and as they grow together and get better, them Packers gonna be a problem. So I don't think we lost. I don't think we got upset. I just think we ran into an equal or better opponent, and they just showed us that we still not there yet. So I know it sucks. I know it sucks to have to wait till next year and maybe relive this whole thing again, but I'll be right here, and hopefully y'all will as well. But I hope Fish helped y'all see the light, man. I know a lot of people mad at McCarthy right now, but we got a good football coach, man, and we'd be stupid to just let him go right now, because somebody gonna hire Mike McCarthy. If we fire him, somebody's gonna hire Mike McCarthy quick, and we gonna look like fools because of it. So let's just be patient, man. Like you say, we're not being passive. We just being patient. So try to do that, Cowboy Nation. Just try to be patient. If it don't happen next year, hey, man, I know we got to make some changes then, you know, but I don't think we there at that point yet. So it'd be kind of dumb to blow everything up. But I appreciate everybody for watching. Mr. Fisher, I appreciate the video, but I really love watching you on YouTube, man. I watch you every night. My wife really loves you, so I appreciate it, and I hope there's no animosity about me using your video. You know what I mean? I just really wanted people to get the message that you were saying. And I'm Big D here at Big D Media, man. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. As always.